How many times have you seen something like this? You spot what looks like, in this case, a really good double top. Price tests the high, retraces slightly, tests again. Everything seems good. And so you sell. And then the price breaks straight through your stop loss and goes off in the opposite direction. What are we missing? Or, put it another way, what can we do to sort out higher quality setups from lesser quality setups? In this case, double tops. Okay, so you'll see below on this chart, I have an indicator. I have the RSI below, and I set the RSI to a 7-point RSI. The default is often 14, but I set it to 7. And what you can see on this is that the RSI tends to follow the path of the market, right? So you can see here, as the market moves in a strong bullish direction, you can see an increase in the RSI and so on, right? So we see increase in the RSI value, slight decrease on the retracement, slight increase as it goes up for our second test, and down. But if we look at a different double top, okay? And in this case, as you can see, this one was successful. So what we see here is, as this bullish move, the RSI value kept increasing and it became what's called overbought. Okay? Overbought, in other words, it went above 80. Okay? And you can see it's above the line there. Slight retracement, back up towards our second test. But for the second test, it was not overbought. Okay, we have a lower RSI value. Now, a slightly lower RSI value for the second test is probably likely. Okay, so if you look at every double top, you'll probably find that. That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is it was overbought on the first test and it was not overbought on the second test. Roughly what we're saying is, if you think of the RSI as a measure of market strength, it charged up there, as you can see, towards the first test, strong green candles, and then on our second test, in a way of thinking about this, it got there with less strength. Okay, so what it's saying is it did a strong first test and a weaker second test. When the market got there for that second test, it was with less bullish pressure. And if you test this on various currency pairs, what you could do is you could apply this filter and say, okay, let's see, do I have a greater success rate, greater win rate, where I only take double tops which have overbought on the first test, not overbought on the second test? Have a look. There's a filter there, RSI, overbought, and then not overbought, which could help filter for higher quality trades.